Alright, so story time. I filmed this video a few days ago, but then lots of new products sort of came in. But actually, if you guys remember in my last video, I mentioned that Jordan Samuel had sent me his new collection of the Hydrate serum and the éTOILe. I hadn't tried them prior to filming the video. I tried them a few nights ago. So I'm refilming the video to include these products. Let's just say that. So what a month it was. It's, you know what, and I've officially got a drawer now of stuff that I need to try. There's literally stuff in here that I'm like, that I need to use, that I haven't used, and it's, you can probably see it's this drawer right here. So right now it's super slushy. We had that blizzard. Yesterday, the night before, it was kind of bad, so we just sort of stayed in, kind of kept cozy, watched a lot of Buffy. Now, things are getting a little bit calmer. They've paved the way, and I gotta get out and like get out of my apartment because it's like, yeah, I don't want to be trapped for too long. But a lot of exciting things. A lot of exciting things to talk about. So let's start with cleansers, and let's talk about, well, no, I can't even say that easily. Cleansers, it was a month for really good cleansers. Let's talk about the Omorovicza Hydra Melting Cleanser first. I swear to you, this, it's like, you can see it kind of, it moves around. You see it? There it is. This, it's not a gel, it's not an oil, it's not a balm, it's not a cream. It's like if you mixed all of those together, that's exactly what this is. It almost feels slippery, but it obliterates makeup. Like, even though this is really expensive to use as a first cleanse, it really is fantastic. Like, it gets it off in an instant. When you add water to it to emulsify it, which you would have seen in the video, like Get Unready with me, I showed you what it looks like emulsified. It doesn't get thin and watery. It still stays pretty kind of creamy, which means that it just dissolves makeup on contact, so that's fantastic. The other product, first cleanser, the Emma Hardie Amazing Face Moringa Cleansing Balm. Now please tell me why it took me 3 years to finally order this. Like, you know, a lot of us who started out in skincare in the blogosphere were like influenced by Caroline Hirons, right? And like, this is of course her favorite cleansing balm, and I'm like, yeah, I will try literally every other cleansing balm, but I just never got around to buying this. Why? I don't know. First of all, the orange blossom that is coming off of this is ridiculous. I'm like, like Tom Ford Neroli Portofino, is that you? No, this really does get off makeup beautifully. It's, I feel like, and people can deny this, companies can deny this, but I feel like when companies are setting out to create a cleansing balm, they're like, okay, but how can we do it better than Emma Hardie? How can we do it better? Because this, to me, is just like what a cleansing balm by definition is. It smells good, it feels good, it gets makeup off really easily, it stays nice and oily, it turns to a milk when you add water, there's no film, it cloths off, it comes with a cloth, they instruct you to cloth it off. It's beautiful. Worth every single penny, bar none. Bar none. Let's talk about skin cleansers. One that I really liked is the Kakadu C from DermaDoctor. This is still fairly new. I don't even think Sephora has it on their website. And to be honest, it really kind of reminds me of Indie Lee's brightening cleanser, scent-wise. Yeah, but as you can see, it's like a really slippery gel. It's much more fluid than the Indie Lee, and even with water on my skin, see, it's kind of doing a bit of that. It does not dry the skin though, and actually there's quite a bit of lactic acid in it, which I love. If it's not exfoliating, it's holding onto water, which is fantastic. So rinses away completely clean, does really get creamy and foamy, if you will, when you add a lot of water, which I really love. I love a foam that doesn't dry, but I like some bubbles sometimes, and I think this is, by definition, it's like a non-drying, creamy gel cleanser. That's fantastic. 6 ounces, and I think it's about $30. Also been loving a bit of this, some Perricone Blue Plasma Cleansing Treatment. So the first night that I tried these together. I did this first, this after, because this got makeup off so well. This was just like, let's just tidy up a little bit. Just tidy up. This, to me, would not be sufficient to remove makeup. I wouldn't dream of just wiping a cotton pad drenched in this over my face, then put my serum on and go to bed. I feel like you really need to do a much more effective cleanse. But in the morning time, or as a second cleanse, if your first cleanse is really good, it could be just nice to sort of add a little bit of treatment, finish up the cleansing process, all of that sort of stuff, which is fantastic. And I like that it's the salmon roe. To me, I'm like, The main things in here for me are the copper. There's a few forms of copper, and that's also what's aiding in the blue quality to this. And I think this is kind of fantastic. And it doesn't smell the way blue plasma does. I mean, maybe just a little bit, but not to where I'd be like, where's some mayo and some relish and some crackers? I'm a tuna salad sandwich. Another Caroline Hirons product, let's be fair, the reason most of us have this is because of her. Same thing with this. Why it took me so long to finally get these guys, I don't know. I don't know. The thing with this is it's everything people make it and talk it up to be. It gives you this like numbing kind of vibe on the skin, which I'm kind of into. I'm like, the phenol apparently will kill you, but I'm like, oh, whatever. There's no alcohol in it. It's lactic acid based with a little bit of salicylic, but you know, lactic is your main exfoliant. There's also, of course, that vinegar, which is exactly what it smells like. Niacinamide. It's just a good formula. I'm like, what are you gonna do? So for me, I wouldn't use this every single day. I would use it a few times a week, and it's potent enough where you could be like, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and get away with really good results. I've also been hella into essences, and you know I liked a milky toner in the past, just to sort of press on top, especially after I do a harsh exfoliant. Not harsh, but just strong. I have to give credit to Coop for Raw Sauce, because this is my favorite essence that I have, bar none. It is so plush, instantly hydrating. I noticed that with continued use, my skin started to feel firmer. Like my forehead just especially had a lot more resilience to it, and I didn't change really any other products in my routine, so I, you know, owe it to this. But I keep reaching for this. I want to use it every single day. I love it so much. And I got the small size, which was like, I think $14, and I've had this for at least a few weeks, and I use it pretty much every day. Look at how little I've used. Also, SK2 Facial Treatment Essence. Finally getting around to trying this. And it's, for me, I think it's too soon to tell, but I don't think I like it more than the Raw Sauce. I think the Raw Sauce, the texture is just a little bit more cushiony. There's a bigger array of ingredients beyond just the maple sap that they're you know, toting here. And then this just has, you know, your Patera, which is an amazing ingredient, apparently. I'll keep using this and keep you guys updated. And then the other one that I'm also enjoying is Chanel LeBlanc Lotion. I used this today. Plush. Lots of licorice. Lots of a few forms of hyaluronic acid. And the pearl protein that they talk about is pretty high in the ingredient list on here. So I'm like, good for you, Chanel. Good for you for getting it together. You do it. This was very hard to track down. They finally released it in the US, and well, it's salt water, right, isn't it, basically? Yeah, I taste the salt, which was gross. I just ate this product on camera. But here's some grossness for you. I had a little ingrown hair on the back of my head. Spritz some of this on, gone the next day. So, I don't know. The thing is the zinc sulfate and the sodium chloride, which is what salt and zinc, could be either really drying or really soothing and kind of balancing. So far, with practice, it's been just the latter of the two, and not irritating in the slightest or not drying. But then it makes sense, right? Like if you go swimming in the ocean, your skin tends to look kind of different than it normally does. So who knows? Literally dying for DermalQuench Liquid Lift. Now, you know how I feel about the DermalQuench Retinol. I'm gonna do a blog post about it. I feel like this was such a fantastic product to begin with. I can sort of see why they would want to do the retinol, because retinol's a buzzword, it's an amazing ingredient. But this already has retinol in it. And if anything, it has more retinol. It's retinol palmitate. The other retinol that they used in the retinol version is the same retinol that's used in Luna. This is just, it's immediately hydrating. Immediately hydrating. It's so lightweight, you can put it underneath a serum. I put it underneath a booster. or use it in place of a booster, immediately hydrating and immediately firming. Dennis Gross Ferulic and Retinol Wrinkle Recovery Overnight Serum. If a company never did a better job on the texture of a serum than this, I'm like, what? Soft, cushiony, plump, airy, creamy but lightweight, not filmy, not sticky, doesn't feel like dimethicone. There's actually very little silicone in it. And there's just a lot of niacinamide. Like, niacinamide is your third ingredient on this. So they're telling you that they're giving that to you to improve barrier function and, like, you know, lipid protection, so that way you have less transepidermal water loss, your redness and irritation are gone, evens out skin tone, firms up the skin, and also, the big thing is it helps with pore size. So retinol's already great for that, niacinamide's also great for that. Merge them together. I tell people this is essentially a great serum if you've got wrinkles and large pores, which is, you know, something that a lot of people express concern about, but there's very few products to treat it. Caudalie Resveratrol Lift. The texture on this, I swear, again, people have just been doing really well with textures lately. This is quite plush as well, a little bit more fluid than the Dennis Gross, a little bit less creamy, but just airy and soft and lightweight. Smells divine too, so good. And so it's too soon to really tell if this has made a difference in either the hydration of my skin or kind of the glow, but I have been using it. Because it's a little creamier, I like to use it a bit more overnight for extra nourishment, but if I'm feeling dry in the morning, I'll reach for it in the morning. And I think they say morning and evening, so it doesn't really matter. You'll still see some improvement, hopefully. Okay, the reason I'm refilming this, Jordan Samuel Hydrate Serum. Texture-wise, again, this is so just viscous, but not heavy. It's like, it feels like the Hylamide Low Molecular HA. It just like, and feels sort of like the Amore Pacific Eye Essence and the Hadalabo Gokugen Lotion, in the sense that you start to massage it in and it gets that like kind of sticky, separated quality. Do you know exactly what I mean? Like, it starts out like a gel and then it turns into this like silky fluid that sort of coats the skin. I'm sorry. I already loved Hydra Oasis, but this, to me, it just took the qualities of that and then made it even better. Good on you, Jordan. And also thanks for sending this to me, because this, I put that on this morning. I've actually been experimenting with using it underneath a serum as like a booster. I put it on underneath a vitamin C serum today for hydration and also instant plumpness. But then at nighttime, it's like that really delicious drink of water that your skin needs underneath a strong retinol or something like that. So on its own, it's great, and then underneath, it's great. I'm like, look out. Heads up, friends, look out. Oils, absolutely adoring this. Clarins Blue Orchid. The smell of this is like patchouli heaven, so if you hate patchouli, you'll probably be like, get this away from me! But I bought this because Val Garland said she puts it between her thighs before she like has a very sensual evening with her man. I was like, oh, sold. Can I have 5 of them, please? So, but beyond that, it's for dehydrated skin, which is me. I find it gives a lot of nice kind of nourishment. I don't know if I would call it hydrating. I would say it's more sort of like what a really good cream or oil does. But on top of a hydrating serum, it's fantastic and sort of locks everything in. Good job, Clarins. Good job. The other oil, well, one of the other oils, éTOILe from Jordan Samuel. Told you I refilmed this for this reason. So this is sweet almond, cranberry, argan, marula, evening primrose, rosehip, vitamin C, sea buckthorn, CoQ10, vitamin E, and squalane. And that's it. The texture is really quite thin. You notice the sea buckthorn is giving it that kind of really fun orangey vibe. Such a thin oil, surprisingly, right? Because you think sweet almond, and sometimes you can picture something that's a little bit thicker. Sinks in, leaves such a soft, velvety feel behind. I tried, like, over a cream, this is beautiful, and then over the Hydrate serum on its own, also amazing. So, y'all better look out. Like, if you liked his products before, get on it. Get on it before he sells out and, like, things start to really blow up. like beyond what he's already done. So good for him, and thank you again. Also, Tata Harper Replenishing Nutrient Complex. Now, this is kind of expensive, right? $45 for 1/3 of an ounce. Here's my thing. I love the application method, which is so silly because it's literally a roller ball. I could just buy other oils and put them in a roller ball. But I like what this is designed to do. It's like a very protective kind of antioxidant cloak over your skincare. So you're supposed to apply it over a moisturizer and just sort of draw it on and massage it in. For me, this just gives that instant glow. It's a really thin texture, so if you have oilier skin, you might be able to get away with just using this as your moisturizer. Like a treatment moisturizer? I don't know. It's a serum oil texture. Smells like floor cleaner, which is my only thing. Natural floor cleaner, of course, but good job, Tata. Okay, let's talk about moisturizer. Clarins Multi-Active Night. As you can tell, I've been using this guy up. This is just a small sort of like, you know, gift with purchase size or whatever, but the texture of this is surprisingly thin for a night cream, which is kind of awesome because most night creams can tend to be incredibly rich, and you don't always want that, right? Sometimes you just don't need that extra kind of Vaseline kind of quality when you sleep. This is really lightweight. It just sort of helps to keep the skin hydrated and soft and plump. And I don't think that they're making any sort of claims about like, oh, it's just youth recovery comfort cream. It's not like this is the most potent anti-wrinkle thing you will ever use, or it's the most hydrating thing you'll ever use. It's just designed to do a lot of different things, which is kind of nice. And also, there are rumors Deep Tissue Repair is being discontinued. Now, I tracked one down on eBay, because I just had to do it, but I was like, I don't want to pay $150 for it, so I didn't. But when I say that I used literally, ready for it, 16 sample jars of this stuff and like used them up, like literally scooped them out from just trying some at work and that sort of thing, I was just like, let's just do it. So again, it takes a lot for me to be excited about a moisturizer. The smell, pretty much for me, is the reason why I was like, yep. Because when I say it smells to me like fresh nectarines, not only that, the texture's really good. Kate always does a really good job with moisturizers. This is a lot creamier than Nourish, but not as creamy as goat milk. There's rumors that it's being discontinued, and I have reason to believe those rumors are true, so I'm like, get it while you can. Especially if you like it, buy the big pro size, because it's gonna be gone. Makeup wise, I did a first impressions video on this, which is the new Becca Aqua Luminous Perfecting Foundation. It's what I'm wearing right now. I don't even want to say anything, you'll just have to watch the video so you can watch the, spoiler alert, I like it. So go watch that video and sort of see exactly my words when I first saw it sort of describe it best, but it's really good. And that concludes everything, I think, I hope. Yep. So, hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Hopefully if you live on the East Coast that you, I swear to God, that you stayed safe, stayed warm, and that shoveling your car to get it out of the driveway wasn't too much of a hassle, or whatever. So yeah, I think that's everything. I will talk to you guys really soon. Bye.